We had it there for like 2 seconds.
Yeah. What's up, Those Boys fans? My name is Nathan.
I am Zach.
Yeah, and welcome to a podcast where two boys, those boys,
Us,
started a podcast, also video cast, if you're watching on YouTube, about religious trauma.
And religious trauma within the Calvary Chapel Church, being raised in it as pastors' kids.
Yeah. So if this is the first time that you've been here, welcome to episode 33.
Episode 33.
As we are accustomed to rituals in our lives because we were raised in the church, Zachary,
Yes,
as
sir.
I've said every time, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations that we made it this far.
I'm just going to start it off by saying and being honest that I'm not really in the greatest headspace
Yeah.
for podcasting right now.
Yeah, me either. It's going to be...
That's just the fact is... we sat for an hour before this. There's so much we could talk about, and we had no idea what we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's very stressful to be pretty burnt out sometimes and feel the motivation or I don't even know if it's motivation because I've actually really enjoyed doing it. It's just what are we doing here? I don't know. It's what are we really doing here? I don't want to talk about this topic anymore. Can we just talk about something else? And even though it's I'd love to interview people and I'd love to do more exciting things with our podcast, but because of how busy we are and how our lives are, we can't put too much more effort. And so it does get a little bit stressful sometimes, coming into this energy when, folks, just maybe not feeling all the...
Sorry, I want to raise myself up.
Raise yourself up. Bring that chair up.
Raise me up.
But we did. We found out some stuff we could talk about tonight, and because there's endless things to talk about. I think the hardest thing is I listen to podcasts throughout the week. I got the people I listen to, and they just shoot the shit. It seems like every podcast that I listen to,
it seems like, and that
they just shoot the shit.
I really don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but it just seems like they're just chilling.
They're just chilling
with new friends every day,
and that's what we do every week. But we have a pretty intense topic about our trauma, and the one person that you just came down in your chair. You spent all that time going up.
I just want to come down to time it.
Now you're coming down.
Just time it.
You got to find the right spot, man.
I got to find the right spot.
Life's about finding that sweet spot.
Today's one of those days for me where I'm uncomfortable in my skin.
That's what I'm saying is I actually have been feeling a little bit uncomfortable in my own skin too.
Yeah. Something in the air.
I mean, maybe it's in the air. Today's been beautiful. It's been sunny.
Oh, I don't
some
mean literally.
clouds.
It's just a saying.
Oh, is that just a saying?
It's the vibrations, dude.
There's something in the
There's
air.
some vibrations.
What's in the air? You think that's air you're breathing?
That's a reference back to one of the first viral YouTube videos of Farting Matrix.
Farting Matrix, when she's in the kitchen. Yeah, she bends over cooking cookies.
Smell good, don't they?
Smells good, don't they? You think that's air you're breathing? Yeah, man. What's fun about this is my son, Evan, who's almost 12, is with me every other week. And it's become tradition where Uncle Zach comes over and hangs out with us, me, Megan, and Evan, and we play Fortnite, video games, and we talk all things technology.
Mm-hmm.
And man, Evan just loves you. It's like Disneyland. It's like going to Grandma and Grandpa's. It's now, are we going to get boba? We're not going to get boba. Was Uncle Zach coming over?
Yeah, I'm always worried about that because when I have tingy days like today, where I'm playing split screen Fortnite with him and I'm getting really mad and it's just not fun. And he's just on the other side of the map. And it's dude, this game's already so hard to play split screen and you're on the other side of the map and I'm just so serious. And I get in my head where I kind of start to overthink everything. I'm afraid on how he picks up on that because I remember picking up on my uncle's attitudes too when they were having a bad day. And it's I don't want him to see my bad days.
Oh, yeah, I think he's pretty smart, man. I mean, this weekend for us was a weekend of it was a pretty tough weekend for just I don't know, communication styles and me and Megan just picking things up and being able to communicate correctly. And when you have a kid around, well, Evan's not really a kid anymore. It's
he's a teenager, dude.
Yeah, he's 11, 12 years old. And I mean, he's been picking up everything, and now he's putting all the pieces together. He's just got such sound advice. He's so emotionally intuitive. He reminds me a lot of me.
Yeah.
You know, with like, given I don't really know too much of his life, you know, over at his other house, but like, besides all of, he's just so emotionally in tune.
Mm.
And so 100% he picks up on everything. I mean, why wouldn't he? But
Yeah. I feel like every time I am having a bad day around him or something, I try to like snap out of it just for him, because it's like, I don't want him to see me having a bad day or to get angry at something, you know?
Yeah, something ridiculous.
Yeah, something stupid.
Isn't that like something about him, but just kids is like, or just like being around him is like, those types of perspectives are important for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if you feel that way about Evan or whatever, it's like, you probably don't want to like be losing your temper around like stupid little things.
Oh, well, they lose your temper as an example.
Yeah.
It's just more of like just having a bad day.
Just an energy.
Yeah, it's an energy. I can feel the energy I'm giving off, and it's not easy to do.
I'll tell you how it went. Before he came over, he was like, can I please text Uncle Zach?
Yeah.
My uncle. And I was like, you don't have to ask me to text your uncle. And Megan was like, hey, maybe, because we're all about giving each other advice right now. It's all about like, hey, I have some advice for you about that other person. And you're like, okay, give me your advice. And when the person gives you advice, whether it's like Megan to Evan or Evan to me or me to Megan, like we go, wow, thank you for that advice. I'll definitely do that the next time. Because it's normally like about us working as a team, you know, like, hey, maybe you shouldn't have said that to her. Or maybe you shouldn't have said that to him. And so Megan was like, if you're going to text him just saying some advice, maybe ask him how his long work week was.
That's why he asked you that.
And so he was like, out loud, he was like, okay, so, hey, Uncle, I hope your long work weekend was smooth.
No,
right?
he asked, how'd my work weekend? Did my work weekend go smooth? And then I just texted him saying, nope, with a smiley face. And I was like, what's up, little man?
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I'm not going to lie to you.
Then we're in the car and he's like, he said, nope. And I was like, that was it? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, well, sounds like it was a busy weekend, don't you think? Because he's like learning how to pick up on cues. He's like, well, he used an emoji. And I was like, but Zach uses an obsessive amount of emojis. And he was like, yeah, you're right. Like already picking up how you use emojis.
Yeah.
So it's like, he's brilliant.
It's crazy.
He's fast.
Yeah.
His thumbs move much quicker than ours.
Yeah. He's a brilliant kid, man. He's got a lot of energy too.
He's got a lot of energy.
A lot of energy. And
I love it. Sometimes it's a lot, but
yeah.
But for me, I have a lot of energy. So for me, it just helps me really cool down.
Well, you've really grown to like be like, to understand why he is the way he is.
Right.
And like his energy burst that he has. You like the way you approach it is more of like, I feel like you understand why he's having that burst.
Right.
So it's like, my approach is like, what is he doing?
I mean,
but it's like an energy burst. Just kids have it, dude, especially young boys. They just have it.
Yeah. I mean, I think young girls do just as much.
Yeah.
I just think that like maybe there's things in culture and society that like make it feel, I don't know. I really don't know. But, what was I saying? I was going to say something. I forget.
Sorry. Must have interrupted you.
No, you did not interrupt me, my friend.
Okay.
You did not interrupt me, my friend.
Okay.
In fact, you never interrupt me.
I interrupted you.
You just interrupted me.
I interrupted you.
There's something about, not our topic, there's something about like Fortnite. Oh yeah, that this is just a big topic, is this idea of like how the games that we play with him that are like collective family, like this idea of Fortnite. We love Fortnite.
Yeah.
We think it's, when it comes to all these shooting games that are out there, and it's like such a team-based approach. So when we're all three in the same room, like, no, dude, you're supposed to be at this part. It's like, it forces you to talk to one another. It really is just like hanging out, playing a sport, but you're sitting on your ass.
Yeah.
But the game itself is like Vegas.
Yeah.
And so when you go into the vaults, or you like get anytime there's a treasure chest, every time it's like, yeah. And then you go into a vault and it's like, and so if I feel that, if you feel that, imagine being like 11 and going into a vault and then getting through a couple matches with your uncle and dad. And then the 4 nights over and you've had like 4 vaults, 3 vault experiences of just massive amounts of gold and loot. Yeah. So for him, it's probably like, I need sugar now. I need, things like, like me and Megan were talking about it. That's like, we all love it, but like, we have to be aware that if like we get annoyed by his energy, because we get all burnt out. Like, oh my gosh, I'm tired of Fortnite. He's like lifted out of his seat from it. So I was thinking like, nah, it's like we literally stimulate ourselves sometimes that like really brings in like a lot of energy. And so how could you not be at that age and just like, sometimes we get first on that. We get a dub and I'm just like zooted. I'm just like, yeah. So for him, it's just like,
it's got to be 10 times.
Let it out.
Yeah.
Let it out.
Yeah.
Which I guess is the whole point of video games, right? Let it out.
Yeah. Or distract yourself.
Or escape. We were going to talk about that tonight.
Yeah.
But
we decided not to talk about it another time.
We decided just to basically talk about.
Oh, we're just going to go. Oh, perfect timing. Yeah.
We can jump into it.
We wanted to open up the doors to a little new segment of ours that we're going to be doing.
It's not even really a segment. It's more of like
we're producing this podcast completely on our own. And we're trying to figure out ways to produce it.
And if we don't know what we want to talk about, but we want to be on topic, if we don't want to be off brand, we want to be on brand, then this is like this was suggested actually by my fiance.
Yeah. And we'll be discussing in this last week how we had some just religious trauma in our daily lives.
Yeah. This is religious trauma in the daily life.
Mm-hmm. We shot a day in the life.
What does that even really necessarily mean? Like,
just like the trauma. I mean, as we're unraveling this,
because we are
trauma.
experts or we are people that have suffered from this, and we have a podcast about religious trauma. That means it probably presents itself in our relationships and our daily patterns and our mornings. And it's like, are you okay with that? Are you okay with being somebody that's like
traumatized?
You have religious trauma, which means you probably suffer in every area of your life.
Just take the religious out of it, and it makes a lot more sense.
You have trauma.
Yeah,
everyone has trauma.
How does it affect your daily life?
Which means if you're watching this, and I guess you're right, if you don't have religious trauma, then just take the religious out of it, and this applies to anybody.
Yeah. I think we all have just a lot of trauma when you think about that. Like when I take religious out of it, it's like I have a lot of trauma with anxiety through my childhood that had nothing to do technically.
You mean like things, having the anxiety and not knowing what it was caused trauma?
It caused a lot of trauma for me.
Yeah.
But when I think of religious trauma, it's different. And that's what this podcast is about, is expressing our religious trauma. And it's like, I have trauma in my daily life. I also have religious trauma in my daily life.
So like thinking today's Sunday. We tend to film these Sunday afternoon, Sunday night.
Which is also an interesting metaphor. We do our podcast about religious trauma on the same day that we used to always go to church.
It's always something to be reminded is that we're like using some of our trauma for our benefit. It really is.
Also,
it's
Sundays
healing.
are the only days we got.
It's the only days I think most people have off, which is, like if there's one thing that we had every single week, it was community. Even if it was like everything we talk about is trauma here, it's like the one thing that church is for a lot of religions and cultures is that it's people gathering together every week. And so we have that now, bro. Yeah. We like, you come over and hang out with Evan now every Sunday, regardless if he's, because we have a podcast. It's kind of like church. It's ritual. I think that's why we're doing this one tonight. It's like, there's nothing to talk about. And before we even like came out to set up, it was like, hey, we just have to at least do something. Yeah. And sometimes I get like nervous about that because I'm all about the art, man. It's like, what do we, and that's that feeling I'm like being honest about it. It's like, what are we doing here? And it's like, well, we're doing it.
Yeah. Something I try to
being here.
Remind the artists in my life, the few that are there, is that it's not about making the best art. Every time you're making art, it's just about making art. It's really because your best art is never planned. My newest release that's coming out April 28th.
Yeah. Signs everything.
Signs.
What's the name of it?
That one, Hold Up.
I love that one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
It's like
such a great song.
Just kidding.
Now we're just repeating flashback stuff.
I just love that. I'm going to make that a meme.
It already is starting to come out of a meme. I feel like my phone can hear you saying that, and that's why it's starting to show on my For You page.
I'm sorry.
Thanks.
So I'll just ask you this. Thinking about even just today. Let's just start with just today. Okay. Today. Okay. Right now, before you came over, you said you're having a tingy day. Okay. How has religious trauma presented itself in your life today? Based on what you know of like childhood stuff, and, or maybe you don't identify it as religious trauma, or is it just a day?
I don't know. I can't pull out any religious trauma in today. But
what about this last week then?
Well, this last week, And this is just kind of, it's like a weekly thing, but it's the only thing I can think of when I'm like religious trauma in my daily life is being afraid of running into people from the church. Where I work is right where a lot of people from the church live. And I'm always really nervous about people running into them and them thinking I still am a follower of Christ or whatever. And I've had those awkward interactions. And it's just, I hate those types of interactions. I'm always like trying to
What do you do?
Avoid them.
You're a bartender.
Mm-hmm.
So then where you work is by where people live, like from our church growing up?
Well, just in the main town there. It's like the hot spot downtown.
Yeah. So
if you're ever going out, you're there.
So then whenever you go to work, do you think about these things? Or does it just kind of happen when you see somebody that you recognize? Or do you think about it? Like,
I mean, now that I've seen people from the church there, I think about it pretty
Really?
often. Yeah. Now I'm consistently thinking about it. It's not that big of a deal only when I do actually see them. And some people from the church that I was very close with.
So recently?
Yeah. Like this last week.
Okay.
Came there and
I know 'em?
Yeah. Their parents and their kids are all still full believers and their kids are grown. And so it's kids that didn't leave the church, So there's like that trauma.
Which is fine.
Tick. To me, it's not, but it's fine. Everyone can make their own choices. And one of the kids was there with the parents and I just happened to notice them in my peripheral. And then when I was going up the stairs, I was like, I can either go down right now and talk to them and reconvene with these people that were a huge part of my life, or I can just avoid it. It's been a really long night.
Wow.
And so I avoided it.
You did.
Yeah.
Which is like, so then where you work as a bartender are not where these people are coming, right? Because they're not getting drinks.
No. They just went for dinner.
Yeah. So that's a plus then, right? Like at least you're the bartender where you're like,
yeah.
This is the devil's juice. This comes from the devil's cock. You don't want this.
Yeah.
It's like, at least you have that. Like you have the bar and you're like that,
And the
fancy,
people that would be from the church or that would have even be going to the church that come to the bar and normally the risky people that are at church, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. You're like, what are you doing here again?
Yeah.
So then you chose to, which, mind you, no judgments here, bro.
Yeah.
This recent walk or this recent encounter, you avoided them. Did they see you?
No.
They know you worked there?
No, not yet.
Oh, they knew.
They ran into mom and dad
at the church.
At the church.
And they were like, you went to the Matheson where our son works.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, that one. Which one?
Yeah.
Which son?
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? Is like, even when you try to avoid somebody from the church, your parents will tell them.
Yeah. And it's more avoiding just because I'm just don't want to deal with it. It's not like I can't handle myself in terms of those situations, as awkward as they would be. I've just had certain people that I've ran into that obviously know I walked away and they create the awkward moment so that it's hard for you because you walked away, And sometimes I feel like people do that on purpose.
So then can you remember the time before that this has happened? Like where you just ran into somebody?
Yeah.
Or recently? Mm-hmm. Same place? Work? Safeway.
Yeah. That was a really awkward one.
Which if you don't know what Safeway is, it's a grocery store. It's like in Southern California, they have Ralph's, I think, right?
Yeah. It's just your market, like your little town market.
Rayleigh's, Safeway.
Cheapest, like one of the cheapest places to get stuff also just to get anything.
Not anymore.
Definitely not anymore.
Nothing's cheap anymore.
Nothing's cheap anymore.
It's a $400 grocery trip for milk.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't drink it. So you ran into somebody at Safeway. Was it the same? Did you talk? Did you run into them, say hi to them?
I saw them and I avoided them. And then they snuck up on me in a line, or not in line, in one of the aisles. And it was incredibly awkward, man.
So they were like a believer and still from the
yeah. Huge part of the family too.
Super awkward.
Oh yeah.
What did you say?
Oh, we were
Can you give me like a reenactment? I would love to know.
I don't even.
Give me the Zachary Safeway reenactment.
Well, it's just a lot of silence and looking and nodding. Like when when like someone's just being awkward already, and you're just like, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
So Right.
Oh, okay. So it's
And
one
then
of
it's
those.
just like, okay, how long is it going to go? And it legit went for like a minute and a half. And Alex, my lovely lady, was just...
She was with you.
Yeah, but 10 feet away. And so she's kind of walking back slowly, like, who's this weird person you're talking to? And
nice. You left the gender. You left everything out. Good job.
And I was like, oh, well, this is. And then the awkward interaction. And then it was just awkward. And then we walked like, okay, well, we'll see you later. And we walked away. And then as we got a little further away, Alex was like, that was painfully awkward. And I was like, that was the worst experience of my life. I was like, I hate every minute of that. It was so bad, dude.
Sounds so traumatic, man. Sounds so triggering. I think that's important to recognize that that's like...
And it was also on a really bad day. I was having a really tingy day. It seems that like these things happen when I feel a little vulnerable in my ability to control my emotions.
It's probably, I would imagine, it's triggering regardless. And then when you're having a tougher day, it's really tough.
Yeah.
Because it's like, no, I'm already having a tough day. I did not want to run into you here.
Yeah.
It's like as if we ever have any control of these people.
I'm also just not as afraid as I used to be of offending religious people anymore.
Which is, does that also kind of scare you then? Like, I don't want to
Exactly. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
I don't actually care, but I do, but that means you do care.
Well, no, I care about these people.
Yeah.
I don't care about their beliefs, though.
Interesting.
And they shouldn't care about mine. Like, we should just be able to believe what we want. And it shouldn't be bad that I walked away from my religion.
Seems like they really love you. They really love you, Zach.
Seems like they really love the cult.
They really love you. They really want you back, Zach.
Why?
It's like, hey, okay, nice running into you.
Yeah. Big thumbs up.
Yeah. I got to run.
Yeah.
If you're just listening, we're making faces on the cameras that you could be watching us on.
You could be.
Make the right move.
Yeah. But I don't really watch that many podcasts anymore. Once I kind of just stopped listening to comedy podcasts for a reason. Because there was 2 podcasts I was listening to religiously. Yeah. And then I just saw a video. I'm not even just going to name people. I don't really care about hurting other people's career. But like, I saw a video of them saying a horrific thing on a podcast from 2020. And I have just gotten both those comedians out of my life now, 100%.
Really?
Just because it grossed me out so much that I don't find anything they say funny anymore.
Yeah. Doesn't that suck?
Yeah.
I guess that's one way to get canceled. That's how I felt like with Kanye, man. It's like so many people felt this way and the media just destroyed him. And there's all of that where it's just like got so blown up, but for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Or the left reasons.
Oh my God.
Now I'm just going to do that this whole... Yeah, that face looks so crazy on camera.
This is just like a lot. Crazy. Oh man.
Yeah, well, that's sounds like a pretty tough. I guess you've had some religious trauma triggering. But
it's only because I'm putting that energy out now, man. I haven't run into certain people. There was like a 5-year gap where I never saw anyone from the church.
You think because we started this podcast, you're starting to see more people?
I think I'm attracting it.
Like synchronicity.
Yeah.
And it's like, so it's like Zach, and I'm just basing on what you said, you, in these last 2 very recent experiences, you have chose the avoidant approach, right? Where you're like, actually, I don't care. I don't actually have to see you. You do care. So you're like, I definitely don't want to see you. So I'm going around aisle B, instead I'm going to go look back at the other aisle. And at work, you could escape it or you could avoid it. Safe way. Not very safe.
No.
Not a very safe way to
Can't avoid it.
You couldn't avoid that.
I got to get my shopping done. I can't leave.
Yeah. You did the thumbs up. Got to go, And here you go. Ready? Here's the therapist question. How does that make you feel?
What?
Being someone that avoids their past.
I avoid a lot of things, dude. It's not just religious trauma. I avoid interactions with people I just don't want to talk to.
Really?
Yeah. It's tough at my job because if there's someone if there's someone that's already being mean to you at the bar and you avoid them, then you're doing your job bad because it's a restaurant bar. Like you're supposed to just serve everyone that comes up. And there's multiple times when I'm really busy and just stuff. I'm just like, I'm just ignoring these people. And like I unconsciously do it. And it's just like, I don't want to interact. Like I just have a lot of social anxiety on certain things. And sometimes I just get like ticked almost, it feels like, where it's like, I'm just not going to pay attention to that.
So you said that you like have been avoiding, you avoid a lot of things.
Yeah.
Have you been avoiding a lot of things? Like, would you say that you've been avoiding a lot of things your whole life? Have you avoided things since you were a kid?
Well, I mean, flashback to or call back to what I said earlier in this podcast is I have a lot of trauma with anxiety.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times I'm afraid of things triggering my anxiety.
And then running into people from our past in the church
Yeah.
is a trigger,
Huge
which
trigger.
is anxiety. So it's like, avoid that
Avoid it.
at all
But
costs.
I don't do it all the time. If
Yeah.
like I said, good days, bad days, these things just seem to run into me on really bad days. And dude, when I'm having a good day, I know exactly what I want to say. And I feel really confident in it.
You're like 2 thumbs up.
Yeah,
Like,
2 thumbs up for rock and roll, motherfucker.
Yeah, rock and roll, motherfucker. We're here in Safeway. I'm looking at the celery and you're looking at my heart.
Yeah.
Get away from my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I guess I could say that I'm in the same place. I've never avoided. I've never been one to avoid, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been one to engage. Which is really interesting. I get anxious, I get triggered like crazy, and I access that. I'm like, hey, if that person's here, I'm running into them. Is the idea. I don't want them running into me. I'm going to run into them. So before they like see me, I'm always like, this is just me using a fake name. You know, it's like, Bill, hey, Bob, you know, and then they see me. I'm like, I just saw you. And I'm that guy. Cause then it's like, you know, whatever that's how I've normally been with most things in my life when it comes to like anxiety. It's been like, is that scary? Is that causing you anxiety? Engage in it. Just go into it, man. Who cares? Like, it's like a control thing. Like, I don't want them to have the power without me admitting that I'm scared shitless.
Yeah.
I'm like, but you won't have the power.
Your fear.
I see you.
Them seeing your fear is giving them the power.
I don't even care what they see.
Yeah.
I think it's just like, it's so triggering because if that's like thinking about this, it's like if we suffer from religious trauma, then the trauma has triggers. And if there's triggers, how does that make you feel? What are those triggers? Running into somebody from our past is a trigger. How does that make you feel? You avoid it. Me, I engage it. That's kind of showed a lot in our lives. In every area, like a lot of areas. I engage things, you watch me, you'd avoid them.
Yeah.
Be like, Zach, you got to get out in the morning. You'd be like, why?
Yeah, no.
You know, why would I do that?
Yeah.
And I think that it probably shows in these triggers too, maybe.
Oh, it shows in everything.
The thing is as I've started to, especially with this podcast, talking about just running into past people, I used to engage a lot. I used to actually feed off of these conversations. It reminded me a lot of the past. Sometimes I feel like these conversations running into if you run into somebody from the past and they inevitably want to bring up your belief without God or whatever, is the conversation can go like, for me in the past had always gone similarly to talking like with dad or anybody else, where it felt like it doesn't go anywhere. It's like 2 people bickering, or like not even bickering. It's like 2 people with 2 completely different worldviews, and one has like a connection to you because they know your parents or they watched you grow up, and so they feel like they have access to your vulnerable place, and so they ask like specific questions like, "I haven't seen you at church in a while. Why is that?" "Oh, it's been 8 years."
Yeah, in a while.
What do you mean a while?
Yeah.
Are you ever coming back? Definitely not. You should consider maybe leaving too. And like those types of questions I've had, or those types of statements, are so hurtful because to me, it's like, maybe just ask what I'm like, maybe ask what I believe now. Hey, what do you believe in now?
Yeah, that'd be such a better question.
Like, oh, I don't know. Thanks for asking. What about you? You still a Christian? Sorry, that was loud. You know, it's like, no Christian bashing here. We're just having fun.
Fun.
Yeah, it's just fun. But
it is tough running into people, man. It's tough running into people from your past. In any
triggering
form. I get anxiety from running into people from high school.
But I think that's maybe that's most people. I don't want to say I know what people are feeling, but I think that like, yeah, you could compare that, but there's something to be said, man, about a woman or a man who's in their 70s, that we knew them in their 50s, who knew us when we were 3 or 4 years old, that knew our parents, that still know our parents, that still go to their church, who run into us at Long's or run into us at the bank. And it's like, not everybody.
Yeah.
Some people I run into and I'm like, oh, it's so good to see you.
Yeah.
Because there's everyone's a person.
Yeah.
I mean, what did I hear this? It's like people are dumb, but a person is intelligent. And it's like there's a lot of like people in the church that are scary. That's how it feels like. Oh my God, I don't want to talk to you. You're scary.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do this. And there's other people or like persons. There's like there's actual persons out there, a full person that's like, you're so not scary. You never were scary. You're just like a person.
Mm.
It's not like this group of people with this culture and this like feeling, because it's all about the same. Everyone that I run into that has that energy is like the same sort of like, you're already judging me. I already feel like you're judging me. I can't even like talk to you without feeling judged. I have issues. You have issues.
Yeah. And that's always something that like would get, and I don't mean to call it our father, but like brought up all the time is you're not being judged. You're not being, it's like, yes, you are.
Yeah.
Like you want me to come back so bad. It's like, this is all judgment.
I think that, and that's like what we've talked about a lot. It's like the one where the highway black and white thinking is judging from the get-go. And like, it's really hard not to judge, but it's like, I guess, really easy to judge.
So how about you? This past week, how have you had religious trauma in your daily life?
Well, there's like certain things that have come up lately this last week that I honestly don't actually feel too comfortable to talk about. But just like thinking about, I kind of brought up a little bit on just with what I'm going through with my own healing right now, and like how I'm not drinking caffeine, how we talked about psychedelics. And I think I forget what episode that was, but you can rewatch where I talk a lot about that psychedelic integrative therapeutic trip I had with psilocybin months ago. And so right now in my life, literally daily, I feel like I'm kind of in a different skin without like certain things I've taken out of my diet. I haven't had any alcohol now for like almost a year and a half. I've been off every single med. So all of my stomach medication, all of my like hives and allergy medication. I haven't taken a single pill for like almost 2 months.
Wow.
No hives, no GERD. So I'm like every day having sort of anxiety just in general about like who I am, because I don't believe I've been living, like there's certain things that I felt like I've been using since I was a kid, like Zyrtec and these medications, you know, like my GERD medication for like, ever since I quit alcohol and stopped these meds, like there's certain ways I was living that was just like flaming up my gut. You know, no matter how much I worked out or whatever, it was just like my coping skills were detrimental to my just daily life. So in terms of like religious trauma now in my daily life, well, I'm coping extremely better. Some days are like pretty tough where like I wake up, there's no caffeine. It's just me. And so like my feelings are like cathartic. I don't even know if that's the right word. Like I feel a lot more. I thought I felt so much, but I feel like a lot, like most of the time I always felt like I have a lot of feelings and tear up easily and all this. But like now I'm almost like quicker to it, to tear up more and like have more emotional. Like I feel more like a kid almost sometimes, like just like easy to cry, easy to laugh, and easy to anger. And so this last week, it was a really good week. And then there's just a couple episodes of like where I got into I tried to take a day, you know, I'm really trying to cut back on cannabis. And so I'm trying to take things out. And that's like one that I've used as a medicine since religious trauma became a reality in my life at the age of like 16. And I could never sleep. And I had insomnia from like 12, 13, 14, 15. And then it was like weed was the only thing that ever helped. And I was like sneaking it around. And so like when it comes to my daily life with religious trauma right now, I feel like I'm trying to remove certain things that have not done well for me, other things that are doing really well for me. I'm trying to like learn the relationship better. And I'm going on a meditative retreat first week of May.
Yeah, it's coming up quick, dude.
To prepare for it. And like, which is just another tool. So it's just another like practice, because I come from such a religious background, that there's something inside of me that whether it's daily or weekly, I'm always reminded of how ritualistic I am. I'm always trying to figure out my purpose, which is why like the last trip I had was like, I am purpose. And I think that as I've learned that, I'm like really like working in that now. Like if I am purpose, then I want to feel more of what that purpose is, which is the truth of my body, which is like all of it. If I break out in hives, let it be. If I have terrible GERD, let it be. And I've like really risen to these headspaces that I've been scared of for so many years, and then like conquered them and been like, that was no big deal. I actually feel way better. And so just for a while now, this whole year, we cut out red meat. There's like daily sometimes, like this last week, I had some issues dealing with self-righteousness, thinking like, I'm like, like, look at me. I'm doing so good. And so I don't know. It's like hard to know all the time. I think everything is religious trauma, me right now. Like I think it's just a part of like this podcast is realizing how much my life has always been coping from certain traumas that I just am trying really hard to always work on. And now it's like, we're getting closer to the source, getting softer. And so this last week I had an episode of just getting pretty angry, like not like just frustrated. It was like angry with my partner. And, like recognize some ways that I am that are just like difficult for people, for her, for past relationships, like the way I can be when the way my fear and anger shows. And so this last week was a reminder that like, no matter how much healing I am doing right now because of my trauma in my past and how much I don't want to identify with, like, I don't identify as that trauma. And this podcast makes me sometimes feel like, oh my God, am I just identifying as a religious trauma person all the time? Is that how people see me now? If I run into anybody that knows of the cast, and it's like, no, actually, I feel like I'm taking a hold of it. Yeah. And that's really scary at times. And I think that like, as I'm not using caffeine, and then like the last thing that I've habitually used for a very long time is, for me, my medicine. It's like, this my Snoop Dogg go-to is cannabis. And as I've tried to take and wean and step off of it, like, it's just been such a help for me in my head and my mind, and like soothing as a tool. It's been the tool that's worked for me. And I recognized how this journey I'm on of cleaning and feeling my truth and this idea of purpose is requiring other forms of release. Like as I take things away, there are huge voids. And so as like cannabis is taken out, there's a huge void sometimes. And I get really, really scared. And it's like hard to admit that.
It's also hard in like, because I know what you're talking about, that feeling, that void feeling. It's hard to identify what that is.
Right.
And it could be chemical. And there's probably like a good amount of it that is chemical. But there also is just something that's like, what is it?
I mean, the way I can just, and this is a little bit off from what I was getting at, but I think that like for me, the feeling I always get is, I don't have much anymore is the first thought. And I don't do much anymore. What does that mean? I don't like party as hard as I used to. I'm not like chasing things. I'm not chasing highs. I'm not chasing dreams. I'm not chasing anything. I'm chasing like the next seed to pop up for my seedlings in the garden. Like every day I'm like, yeah. And that's a better feeling than most things I've chased in my life.
Yeah. And I'm over here like, dude, I really can't wait until I get my lion's mane going.
Yeah. You send me videos and you're like, look, I have 1,000 shrooms I'm growing, and like lion's mane and this or that. And I'm like, I know the feeling.
Yeah.
And so cannabis is something that's not, out of everything I've done in my life, the one thing that's been consistent, that's been unlike anything else to this day, for me, my body and my mind, has been this plant. And I freaking love plants. And this is like makes the most sense for my body. And so the feeling I get is, being a nurse is really difficult. And at least I can have a joint at the end of the day. Like, I don't even need it till the very last moment. But for some reason, there's this idea, and this is maybe what you call a crutch, is like, I don't need it right away. I'd love it right away whenever I want it, but it's like, I don't need any of it. But like, as long as I know I get it, we're good. Oh yeah, I can work extra. No, we're good. No, yeah, I can do the dishes. No, I can cook dinner. No, I can garden. No, I can do all this. Life's really great the moment I get off, if I can smoke. And then just coast through my afternoons like nice and stoned, like how I'm so used to doing medicinally. But like, if I couldn't have that till the end of the night, it would be like, oh no, this sucks, but at the same time, like, it's not that big of a deal. I'll get it before bed. And then when you take that out, it's the same thing as caffeine. It's like, You wake up in the morning without caffeine, and my thought is, and this is not the thought anymore. This thought is gone. I feel so much. I don't even need caffeine anymore. I don't even want it in the mornings, which is awesome. But like for a while, it was like, well, like you wake up. Well, I guess this is it. That's the thought. I guess this is it. And maybe my next thought will be, I guess I don't get coffee, but at least I get to smoke some weed after work.
Yeah.
So that really helps cutting caffeine out. Because coming off caffeine and having those days where you're like tired, then you smoke, and then you're like awake, and then you're like chilling.
Why don't you just switch weed out for cigarettes?
I love it. Sounds like a great idea. That's what I'm saying, man. We quit nicotine. I quit cigarettes. I quit the e-cig. Like everything's gone.
If there's anything in my life
It's amazing.
that I am just so much happier without, it's nicotine.
Yeah, that was a talk about addictions.
Yeah, nicotine is...
My ears are
and
better.
I tell this to people that ask me. It's like, that are having a hard time coming off e-cigs. A couple people at work. Every job I've had, people have e-cigs. And they're like, yeah, I just can't get off it. I'm like, oh, I know. It's hard. Hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Legit. Like, that's the way I define it.
I know.
Because...
Believe me, I know.
Yeah. There's nothing like... Especially e-cigs. There's nothing like taking away your crutch that you've had in the bathroom when you woke up, when you were in your car, when you had a break at work. Every moment that you have a moment to hit your e-cig, you could.
Yeah.
And it's giving you nicotine and reassurance on life and everything. You take that away, it's the worst thing ever.
It's an identity changer.
Yeah.
It's like, you're going to take this away from me?
Mm-hmm.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. It is a part of my identity, you know. It's like, and that's the way like my fiance knows me, and I don't even care. I love it. It's like weed to me is so gentle. It's such a gentle. Mary is so gentle. She's such a gentle friend.
Yeah.
We just walk side by side. We could go all day, all night.
Yeah.
No big deal. Just best friends. Here we go. We're just going to go for a walk, you and me. Other friends can join. Yes. And if everyone can join. And then it's like, well, I can't hang out with you anymore. And she's like, that's okay. I'll be here when you're ready. And you come home and it's like, would you like to hang out? Yes, let's hang out. I think about her at work and I'm like, I want to hang out with Mary. I'll hang out with her in a few hours. So then you take Mary away and Mary's like, I'm going on vacation and I don't know when I'm coming back. And you're like, I have such bad abandonment issues already. Like, please don't abandon me, Mary, is how it feels. Like, please don't do this. Please don't leave me alone at the end of my work days. Sometimes people die in the hospital and you really help make me feel like I have a friend. You know, it's like, so waking up in the morning without caffeine, there's sometimes a thought of, I guess this is it. Getting off work without weed, sometimes it's like, I guess this is it.
Yeah.
And that feeling is just tough when you're getting started, at least the first 72 hours. But what I've learned is weed's one that's just like, I don't think it's bad. I think it's good for me. So like, that's one where it's like, it's just a tougher choice. But I do know on the other side, there's just so much freedom because of what I'm admitting here. Yeah. Because it's such a crutch. There's so much, and that's why I'm doing it. And so that's hard for me. Yeah. That's a really hard one. And I think that that's just how the week has been, is recognizing that out of all the relationships, this is the relationship I'm at now, dealing with and needing to not break up with, because I'm really good at breaking things off, but more of like, we're going to take a break and we're just going to take a step back and we're just going to take some time. Yeah. And that's not what I'm good at. Are we done? No, we're not done. We're just going to take some space and have some time for each other. It's like, I'm so good at being like, yeah, we're done. I'm never talking to you again. Bye.
Yeah. New life without you forever.
This is the one where it was like, okay, I did that. And then it was like, I looked at the love of my life, my fiance, and I'm like, I don't know who you are. And it was like, okay, I'm going to go smoke some weed and rethink my life. I'm going to rethink how to come off of the weed.
There really is something about feeling angry. When I start to feel angry in my life, at the world, and I smoke weed, that all just turns into pure panic. And I'm no longer angry. I'm just panicking. It's way better.
It's way better, dude. Yeah, it's like sometimes it's like I'm just so angry. I smoke a joint, then tears just start coming.
Yeah, I'm panicking.
I'm just so sad, but it's way better than anger.
Yeah, I'm not going to get angry.
Tears. All right, man. Well, we did it.
We did. We gave it our all.
We did it, y'all. We did it.
Oh, no. Wow. Perfect.
We did it. I'm so proud of us.
If this is your first time listening to the cast recently, we have to go to the thing before we can talk about it.
The what?
We can't say it until we go to it.
Yeah, so I'm just going to real quick. Well, good job, by the way.
Thanks.
We made it. So, what do you think, Zach? Should we go on over to the Game Cam?
Game Cam.
Yes. Welcome to Those Boys Game Cam, where we have reintroduced Nintendo 64. A huge part of our childhood that was very much not traumatic.
This is the only part of our childhood that wasn't. I'm joking.
We're playing Mario Kart 64 on the Switch, where we paid for the yearly subscription. We're not even sponsored, but we should be.
That's not a bad idea. Holy tits. We should hit them up.
Nintendo, will you sponsor a religious trauma cast?
Well, I remember, I forgot whose podcast I was listening to, but they said that they were like on someone's podcast, and that podcast taught them how to make so much money on their own podcast that it changed their podcasting life, where they realized it's like, oh yeah, you have to get your sponsors. You call them. You promote yourself.
Yeah, we have to.
We have to do that.
We're almost there. Our website's almost done.
We have a lot of stuff we could be sponsored by right now.
So I'm going to be Peach. That's right. You can be Yoshi. That's fine. Do what you want, man. Do what you want.
I'm a little superstitious, so I'm just going to kind of go with
You're going back with Toad. Yeah.
Oh, no. That's right.
Oh, you did it again. Yeah. No, I don't want to be Mario. I'm going to be Peach.
Go back with Toad. Just follow my gut.
So Zach won the last week for Mushroom Cup.
That's right. You heard that right. You heard that right. Zach won last week.
We play Flower Cup, 150cc. Let's get after it. If you're at home right now and you're wondering what the music is in the background, it's not Mario.
Oh boy, I can't believe we're actually going.
It's Nay from the Bay game tracks by those boys. They're old music I've written. And actually, the one I added, oh man, that was a terrible start. The one I added last week was a new one I've been writing.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I've ever heard it.
Yeah, as you can tell, right? It's like you tell the moment they're like, oh, you've been writing something new?
How do I use this thing again? What button is it? Is it X?
Or what? It's the top left one. I just think these controllers, you need to like hit the button down more.
Top left one? How do I use my... Oh, there it is. Oh, man, I am not... I am...
Yahoo! But, and then if you're at home right now and you're just listening, that's fine. But we're playing N64 right now, and you might want to go to YouTube or...
Yeah, it's much more exciting to watch
us play.
But we are going to start clipping it.
Oh my!
You are listening on the podcast. Dude, I am.
Oh my gosh!
If you are,
holy gosh,
having a tough time getting through the entire podcast, I have started doing clips.
Along
with our shorts. So you can go to our YouTube channel and just watch some clips. Go to our clip playlist.
But we encourage you to watch the whole cast.
We do.
Come on.
We do. But I mean,
we're getting better.
Let this be the start into the drug.
Are you serious?
And then you'll want to come to the cast later.
That's true. Yeah. This is the.
Let the shorts.
The shorts are like the gateway. The gateway drug, right?
Yeah. Gateway you into those.
Yeah. Gateway into those boys. Oh, that's kind of sexual sounding.
Right, Daddy.
Why don't you watch some of those clips or those shorts and gateway yourself into those boys? Wow, you're in second.
Oh no, not anymore.
Stupid school bus. Bye, Mario. Bye, May. Man, where are you? You're in third.
Dude, this level is like one of the hardest levels.
It's very hard. It's actually way harder now. Oh my gosh, I didn't get a box. I remember being really good at it and being able to weave in between traffic and thinking, when I'm older, I'm going to get a motorcycle and I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And then I got a scooter once in my life and I tried it once and I was like, I'll never do this again.
No, you ran into a wall.
No, remember when I had my scooter with the...
Yeah.
No, that was me and...
No.
That wasn't... That's a different time. Oh, spin out. That's okay. We can pick it up. Third. I just got to qualify. You know, honestly, it's like these computers are so hard. I just want to qualify. I don't even care if you win at this point.
Oh, I missed them. No, that was like the last one, I think.
Come on. Where are you, man? I got you.
No, dude. No, dude. Stay back. Dude.
Come on.
You, of course.
Get over here.
Oh, yes. Yes.
No! How did I get third? At least I got third, man.
Yeah, no. Kept it close. Kept it
That was
tight.
hard. 150cc on the this match was really hard.
This is just a hard match. I mean, the Toad Cup, Mushroom Cup we played last one is the easiest, most fun cup because it's just you just zone out and play. There's the sand level; it's a little tough, but this one's tough. Isn't this Wario's one too?
Oh, the last one being Wario. I don't know. This is the Flower Cup.
One of these days we got to try to see if the cheats work on how old school this game is.
Oh yeah, I mean for like this version.
This one's hard.
The snow. All of these are so hard. 3, 2, 1, go. Out of my way, Yoshi. First, second, first, second.
No! Oh my gosh, I missed it.
Son of a monkey. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I hit the snow.
Big jump here. We're in the snow. No. Okay, finally. All right. It's silent around here because we are focusing like crazy.
Yeah. Well, these levels are getting harder. I just somehow hit myself with my own red shell.
Yeah.
How? It's heat seeking.
Every time we play this game, it's like we haven't played in years, so it's a flashback. We have to like, oh man, those boxes. In this match, it's really easy for like the computers to get in the way of you getting one of those boxes, so you can't get a weapon or anything. How did DK just get that boost? How did you go so fast? Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness, this dude, I just jumped over the boxes. Okay, I am not doing well this round, and you're in second. I am not liking how this is going.
It's okay, man.
No, it's not okay. We are on lap 2. I'm in 6th, Nate's in 3rd. But, I'm in 5th. I just now went out of bounds. Oh, I got completely picked up by the cloud.
Oh, Zach's not doing so hot.
I am not doing hot.
Nope, that's okay, man.
Oh no, I'm
That's not good. I just saw Mario zoom right past you.
But I am in last, so you do get the best stuff when you're in last.
You do get the best, and you're probably going to get first, knowing how old Mario goes. DK went by me, and this is the thing. How did he go so fast? I think it's cheap, man. It's not fair.
Yeah, I know. They get like a boost. Dude, I keep hitting everything possible. Oh no, dude.
Here we go. Second, I got to come in first. Here we go.
Are you really towards the end, dude? I'm really far in last. And you just got lightning?
Yes.
What the hell's up with that, dude?
He wants me to get first, but I can't because DK is so ahead. Oh my God, DK was way ahead. Oh, Zach.
Oh, no.
You know what sucks is when you get 8th and I get 2nd, you're so far behind in points that I might actually be able to come back in this week.
You will.
Which is going to be great for me to be able to come back and take home another gold, babe. Taking home another gold. You came in 8th. Oh,
that's bad.
8th is pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
8th is pretty bad. But that's okay. You know, you're gonna come back. You're gonna bring it back. Let's see.
How many points? You get 6.
You still might qualify, right? Because you have 6 points. You do. You qualify. You're in 4th. Good job.
What am I qualifying for?
And you're only 3 points behind me. Wow.
Well, so you have to have a bad game and I have to have a good game, or you'll win no matter what.
Okay.
Unless I get first and you get like 5th.
Oh, this match is fast. I remember being Yoshi and it'd just be like.
I hate what button it is to use your stuff. It's such like an awkward button on the controller.
You mean the left one?
The top left. Like A is go. What are you using for go?
A.
Yeah, but then what are you using to use your things? Is there a different button I'm not using? Don't you dare get me, Yoshi. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, you guys just screwed yourself up. Oh my gosh, this is a tight race, dude. Oh, it's you. You're the bitch.
No, wait, chill.
Sorry language.
I'm Peach, man. Be nice.
Yeah, princess. You've had everything given to you.
No,
Your daddy's
come on.
had so much money.
She's like the only girl in this entire game. It's crazy.
Yeah, and they make her a princess.
I know, it sucks.
Yeah, it does suck.
That's why I got to be here, man. Represent.
No.
I hate the fact that there's no boxes. Oh, stinking son of a God. Peach, get with it. No. Yes. Hi, how's it going? Hi, Zach. Nice to see you. Coming through. Bye-bye. So much faster than you, stupid little toad. Oh, you son of a...
Dude.
Dang. That was a poor move on my part.
That was a poor move. Dude, I hate this level because if you fall off on that one section right there, you're
over.
all the way in last. Just got to pull together here on the final lap.
No. No, they went right into it, dude.
Pulling together.
You're so much more ahead of me. Oh my gosh, this is so hard, dude. I can't do it.
Oh my gosh, I just hit myself.
Yes.
Why do I keep hitting myself with my own shells, dude? Oh, and then Yoshi just got hit. Come on, baby. Give me lightning.
No. Luigi, you son of a biscuit. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, no.
Okay, just a second. Oh, you got third? Doesn't change anything. Doesn't change anything, man. Man, this is so much harder than the Mushroom Cup.
I feel like this game makes me say like really dad type comments. Yeah. You son of a monkey. You son of a biscuit.
You son of a wiener biscuit.
Oh, you buttered muffin. All right, last match, Zach. We've made it.
Oh, we're tied.
We're tied.
How did that happen? I guess third and second are different, dog.
12 and 12. Yoshi has 21. That's insane.
Yeah, we're gonna get.
We didn't choose Yoshi, so that makes sense. Mario Star. Finishing up the Flower Cup here. We were both tied. This is risky. Yes.
Yeah, you screwed Yoshi up. Good for you.
Got that boost. Always wanted that boost.
Don't worry, I'll kill you.
No. No. Zach, don't do... bro, you got... Oh, my God. Oh, my God, I'm in last. I'm in 8th. You just screwed me so hard.
Dude, it's a battle.
Oh, I don't have any boxes.
We are at battle.
Oh, you are so rude.
Yeah.
That was so rude.
Dang, dude, I keep missing these boxes, though. Wait, I thought you were in last. You're in 4th.
That's how we play.
Okay, goodness gracious, dude. I'm lost place. Never mind. Just actually, I'm in 4th place now. Messing up. Dude, am I the only one that when you see the banana in the road and you have to try to avoid it, it's impossible
it's so
and you
hard.
hit it? It's always
I hit them
like,
every time.
I'm always like, wait, just don't go that way. And I just go towards it. And I start panicking and then I stop getting things.
No. No, yes. Dude, one of us has to qualify. We have to qualify.
Oh.
Get on the road, Nathan. No, yes. Qualify.
Oh, you son of a...
I will qualify.
No.
Yes.
Oh, you got the lightning at the end? That's just so cheap, dude.
Yes.
Right at the end.
I qualified and you did it.
Dude, you beat me by 1 place. What a good game. Dang it. You beat me by 1 place.
Yes.
Oh, man.
That was
so
intense.
hard.
That was really intense. It was like harder than I ever remember it being.
No,
13 peach.
You beat me
toad,
by 12. 1 point.
That lightning baby saved my life.
Oh my gosh. You got lightning in 2 rounds in top place.
Yeah,
too.
you're welcome.
Yeah, man. N64 doesn't. They don't joke around, man. It's hard. It was a hard one.
That was fun.
That was fun.
It was hard, stressful.
So tough. I felt myself wanting to throw the controller through the ceiling. No, I'm joking.
As we let this play out, and Peach takes first, the only female role model on the game being a princess. She takes third.
Representing women perfectly in society.
How did I even get third? I thought I was in 4th.
They got to put you on somehow.
That's great. That's weird.
No, I was in 4th. You were in 3rd.
No, you were in 5th.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
At the end.
You were 12 points. I had 13. Oh, at the very end?
At the very end.
Oh, it does. I see. Well, we can just let this play out. Who cares?
It's crazy how I just used to accept these graphics.
I mean, they're amazing.
As a child, I used to just be like, I love these graphics. You look at it now, it's like that was made in Microsoft Paint in 1998.
Thank you so much, everybody. Any updates? I guess you have that song coming out, but that's
not going to be for a minute, though.
I have moved a lot of things out into my garden, which is awesome. My stir-fry lettuce mix is blooming. I have like 9 crops that are blooming. I planted 2 different types of potatoes, 2 different types of carrots, lots of summer gold beets. I planted like 8 different seed crops in my seedlings. Those are all starting to burst through in the room. That's fun. That's my update. Garden's looking good.
You see what just happened there? Something switched. And then like the lights flickered for just a second.
Maybe.
I think that's if you watch the podcast every once in a while, you'll see like a lightning go through the screen, like a black lightning, and then it'll keep its form on the screen for a good like 10 seconds. I don't know. It's like a power surge.
Interesting.
That is interrupting the recording process enough like electricity. It's kind of weird.
Interesting.
But next time you're watching the cast, just kind of like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, next time you're watching the cast, see if you can see it. But
I think that's it, man.
That's it for this week.
Thank you, everybody.
I'm gonna go home. I'm hungry. I want to eat food.
I know. I think Megan's cooking. I'm excited about that. So
wow, first.
Love everybody. Bye.
Love you. Bye. I have so much anxiety.